God damn it. If I could have, like, got that fully. Use max end to defend. Cool. Because you didn't attack me, which means I've only lost 5 health. It's a good start. Alright. And I get a lot of XP from this, by the way. Starmie is my problem. Don't change. Because Starmie bubbles is like a big problem. I'm not going to do a lot of damage, but I have a full like kit of Pokemon this time. So I should be able to get it done. Sweet, it used X Defend. This was what I was talking about earlier. I need to do this at least once. I know that it like its defense rises and stuff, but it doesn't attack me for 1 turn. I was hoping for that. Yeah, no, Pidgeotto is probably dead from that. Alright. We look like we've got a better run this time. Most of my Pokemon got a level when I was out in the paddock. I'm pretty sure Clefairy does like a pretty solid pound. If it doesn't die in 1 hit. Yeah, not the greatest effect, but still. Oh man. I just don't have many Pokemon that high up in level. I'm also playing with a bunch of Pokemon that are kind of like a mixed bag of things that I don't necessarily play with. So this has been pretty interesting. Hey Aduran, welcome in. I'm fighting Misty as we speak. Or at least trying to. Oh, there goes Bubble Beam. Tatter's dead. Alright. I want... This is how we go through the list like super fast, and Splashing is my last one. Splashing's basically useless. I could have swapped out Splashing for a Pokemon that could actually do an effect, but we'll have to just deal with this. Into red though. There goes Paris. Alright. I can't remember what attack I used that was effective last time with this. I know Mega Punch was great if I could get it going for the beginning. Rage was okay. I feel like Scratch was pretty strong. I could just try Scratch. I know Ember doesn't do shit. Rage is okay. Just try Scratch. I can't remember what attack I was doing with this last time I played. Yeah, I get like 1 chance. Probably not strong enough. Nah, it's so close. It would have to do X Defend without me, like, getting hit. Yeah, I know it's super effective. Well, Splashing's time to just splash around, I guess. The enemy's weak, get him Splashing. Yeah, no, I don't think Splashing's gonna do anything. You could just chill out there, mate. Surprisingly, it takes a hit, though. So, if I had replaced Splashing with something that could actually do like a solid attack, I would have already beat this. And there is a couple of times where Scratch or Rage or whatever has done enough damage on Starmie to get into like just like a 1 health left situation. But this is not it, not today. I might have to still go and level up some more. Alright. So, what I want to look at. So we got 20, 11, 12. Like I said, if I swapped out Splashing with Ekans, we'd probably have like half a chance here. Also, if I swapped out Paris with like Ekans, we'd probably have a chance. I want to level up... No, I want to level up Paris if I can. Because Paris doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but if it could take more than 1 hit, it would be amazing. I just don't want to really share it with another Pokemon. I don't want to share that XP. I should. I really should. Hey, Luxarellin. Welcome in. I like the old cat emote. The old style cat emote. I appreciate that. Alright, I was thinking instead of you fighting, how about I swap you? Because, like, Rattata doesn't do a lot of damage, Pound doesn't do a lot of damage. Pidgeotto can do a reasonable amount of damage. I could switch you out. Because if Pidgeotto could get a level, one more level, right? Which would be asking a lot for out in this paddock. But if they could, and Paris could level up a couple of times, because Paris can take a pretty solid hit, right? If Paris could take 2 hits, I would have more time to use like Rage or something along those lines with Charmeleon, you know? So we'll see. I just got to get you not to die. It would also be nice if it could level up and I could get like a poison needle or something like that, you know? I don't know what the fuck its thing is. I really can't remember. I'm like in a state of like too tired to remember the specifics of everybody's attack, you know? But the enthusiasm's kind of there. So the thing, I'm like, I know it gets a thing. I know it can do the poison thing. It's like poison sting or something. Or like poison powder or some shit. I don't know. I just like the concept that like Pokemon's like such a fucking hostile existence. It's like I literally have like a crab mushroom lobster thing, right? I need to get Paris out of there because Paris dies up against Spearow. I also still haven't caught one of these fuckers either. I need to do that at some point. I'm not getting a huge amount of experience here, but this is the only paddock at the moment. The only place I can go and do fighting unless I brute force my way through fighting Misty, which I was doing at one point. I was putting out lower level Pokemon and then replacing them so that up against Staryu they'd get XP. Because they get a fair bit of XP, they get like 400 something XP for Staryu. And like I know it gets divided between the Pokemon, but still that's like 200 instead of like 33, you know? So that was working a lot faster, which is why most of them are like 12-ish about that. But it's a long fight, and I don't want to keep sitting there just brute force fighting her if I can. Mind you, as I said, if I changed out Splashing Magikarp, we would not have probably lost it anyway. But I refuse to do so, just because I feel like I don't want to. Like, I feel like I took Splashing, I took Magikarp like everywhere, and eventually I did get a Gyarados when I was a kid, but like, it took ages. But the thing is, also when I was a kid, I remember not fully understanding the concept of the shinies, right? So, like, when I had Magikarp, I was like, oh man, I could evolve and it could become a shiny. You know, not like it has to be a shiny first to like become a shiny. If you can kill that on your own, mate, maybe. Or maybe actually. Oh, if you could just kill it. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Because I don't have any potions or money. I decided to buy like a few different things, like, you know, the awakening, poison, healing, freezing healing, all that shit, right? But in doing so, I spent all the money and I don't have any potions because we went through a mountain. And to be fair, oh, sick, leveled. Nice. Well, a 9's good. I just want to have a look at Paris's. I also wish I had have gave it a name. Like, I wish I had have taken the time to specifically name it Paris, because I know it's Para, right? But still. So you got 25 health now. You were like on like, I don't know, about 21 or 23 before. And we'd get down to about 11 or 12. So I don't think that that's going to be enough. If you get bitch slapped by Starmie, I don't think that's going to be enough to take 2 hits. I think like maybe a 12 may be enough. but I'll have to... Since you're a grass type Ekans, because I've already caught you. The other thing too is it doesn't show me that I've already got them. So you know how one of the Pokemons might have been like just a later edition. They used to show you the Pokeball next to the name or next to like the health bar or something like that if you've caught that Pokemon before. That you don't waste your time catching like 50 Ekans and shit, right? Yeah, this one's not doing it because I have an Ekans. Which means I may actually have a Spearow. Possibly. Another Ekans. I should have just kept going with Pidgeotto. That's fine. I'll keep going with Pidgeotto. I just figured we could get rid of it faster that way. There's... I don't really know. There's so many visuals that come to mind when I play this game. Like grass snake, right? So my first thought is when I'm fighting a snake in grass, it's grass type, whatever. I think Ekans might actually be fucking like poison type. I don't fucking know. It's too long ago. But I kind of feel like my brain just goes, okay, throw fire at snake. Snake's now on fire and like writhing around kind of thing. And that's like where my brain is for these attacks. The other thing too is like I never really went into the era of Pokemon where they had the multiple types for each Pokemon. Like you know how you start off with like your grass type, your water type, fire type, stuff like that, right? And then in this, they, not this edition, but later on in Pokemon, they changed it that they started having like different combinations and stuff, like flying fire type or like ground electric or some crap like that. So the thing, it's like, what the shit? What kind of combination am I fighting here? It's like, I feel like I need a full-fledged like dictionary for it and stuff. But I did actually hear recently, just interestingly enough, that apparently there's supposed to be a new Pokemon that's going to age the cast up to where they should be and stuff, which I thought was an interesting concept because I'm like, they're just gonna age like Ash up to be like, I don't know, somewhere in like his like 30s to 40s kind of thing, and then like immediately just be that forever again, at least until he's 80 kind of thing. The other thing too is I feel like if they age the cast up, they'd age the cast up as like, they'd make Ash like the new kind of Professor Oak and crap like that kind of thing, you know, instead of still being him going out and around the world, which honestly I think he's been far enough around the world, stuff like that, but still. Oh mate, I don't know how much more till my my Paris levels to a 10. I don't think that I don't think Pidgeotto is going to get like a level out of this. They had just leveled at the start of tonight, so mind you, it wouldn't hurt if Pidgeotto and Paris both leveled, because Pidgeotto would then be able to take guaranteed the 2 hits. And Paris would maybe be able to take 2 hits. Depending on what the attacks. Mind you, if they just do Bubble Beam from early on, I'm fucked. Because sometimes they do, but I noticed they do like a couple of Bubble Beams and then they do like a couple of Water Guns. But I need them to do like X Defend and stuff. Also, just out of interest, I don't get nitty gritty into the, oh, this stat goes up by that much and therefore I can't hit as hard kind of crap. I legitimately don't care that much. I'm just like, throw bird at fish, fish goes down. You know? Like, that's more my kind of like style playing this. I'm just gonna go heal Paris and see if I could take him for like a fight on his own. He'll get way more XP that way. Come over here, you. I could have just busted out Ekans because it's like a level 12. Can I heal them up? Alright. I love how in this version, like the Nurse Joys, stuff like that, they don't look really specific to the game. The show. Sorry. I just find it really interesting. Like, people are just people existing in this world. I also love the fact that when I go to different areas, the color of my character also changes. It's something I've always really enjoyed. It's just such a subtle thing. It kind of gives you just a mental idea of where you are immediately, depending on what you look at and shit. Alright, well, I know Paris can't beat Spiro still yet, because Spiro gets like a fast attack. But I could take it out with Clefairy. I kind of just don't want to... I don't want to use the smaller ones and like remove their ability to fight. I know that the levels would help them more, but there's only so many hits that they can take before it's kind of like, oh, they're in the red too and unable to fight. Plus I kind of feel like that's just spreading the XP around too far, you know. Yeah, I never really even considered how bad of like a flash warning this game is. I don't think... Oh, I accidentally used you. No. You were able to take that. It would be cool if you could kill it. No, you're not gonna kill it. I don't think I ever played Pokemon in like a dark room. Pokemon always struck me as something where I was playing it in a light, like bright room kind of thing. The other thing too is, you know how as an artist, right, many artists choose not to have a white canvas for like eye fatigue and stuff. Like, I think this is why when I started drawing on a computer... Hey, Paris is level 10 now. When I started drawing on a computer, I wasn't as bothered. Hey, Pidgeotto, level 2. Okay, I'll both of them got a level. I was going to say I might just go in and try to fight her, because we could get her really close to the edge of the red, and if Pidgeotto's leveled up, their attack might just be strong enough now. I wish that you were strong enough to take this battle, but I can't risk it as a 13. Yeah, anyway, so when I started drawing on a computer, it never bothered me to have a white background, and it never really occurred to me to not have a white background, because like I always drew on like paper, right, and paper was always like crisp and mostly white. Sometimes it had lightens on it and shit, but like as I got into like teenage age, I tended to just buy reams of paper sometimes and just draw on those. And those are like brilliant white and stuff like that, right? So super reflective white. And then same with like the computer, I'd start drawing on the computer and it was like really, really bright. Yeah. And it never occurred to me that maybe because I played this growing up, because I did play Pokemon for like hundreds of hours on the PC, right? I played different versions of Pokemon too. I had Silver and Gold, and I feel like I had a Crystal one, but I just don't know if that was a emulator or not. I don't know if that was the type of emulator. I remember it being in there, but I don't know if it was a game. I don't remember. But yeah, as far as like playing it on the computer for hundreds of hours, I don't think I ever really got like a eye fatigue from doing this. As a kid, I sure as fuck never noticed. But as an adult, my god, is it bright. Like anybody that's trying to just chill in bed, I'm sorry. Yeah, you might die from that actually. Or maybe not. Every so often I accidentally just attack. I don't mean to, but I just do. I sometimes forget what I'm doing and I just full on start the fight. but I know I can end it with one of my bigger Pokemon. Alright. Gained 48 experience points. Some of these are kind of good battles, I'll admit, because they're like level 12s. The level 12s are actually giving me about 40 odd experience, which is great. I also always imagine that when I'm walking around in this grass, I always feel like I have a little Pokemon following around behind me in the grass. That's why, like, every so often when I like suddenly sharply change direction and I get attacked, I'm not really surprised by it. Because I'm like, oh yeah, it probably saw me and it started chasing after me, you know, like aggroed or something, you know? I just immediately had like a mental image of like every MMO where you walk through a field and suddenly something's chasing after you. 40 experience, nice. Well, if we could get a couple more of the 40 experience ones, that would be great. I'm guessing since my lowest is now 10, I was gonna say, I'm like, I shouldn't be getting the 8s and shit as much, but okay. Yeah, sure, switch over. Somehow, I'm a little more awake, but I'm also kind of tired. Like, it's lulling me into a sleep, but I'm also a little bit more awake. I don't know how to explain that. Yeah, it's really weird. The consistency of the music is relaxing me. I think that's the best way to put it. Making me feel relaxed, but certain aspects of it have perked me up and got me a bit more lively. I don't want to fight with you. Head over to Pidgeotto. Alright. I like when I put like a 21 up against an 8 and I'm like, this is unfair. You know? It gets worse when you go through like a really low town kind of thing where everything's like a 5 and you're walking back through to go see your mum and you're like a level 70 or something and everything just like pops out. It's like, I'm gonna fight you. And you're like, okay, just literally just like flips table, but it's like flips Pokemon kind of thing, you know? It's basically that. I just want to see if I could get Paris maybe one more level. It should take a little bit longer than last time because each time they level it takes a bit more XP to level again. But if I could get him up to, what, 11, I would be happy to go do a heal and then try Misty again. Alright. I also wonder if I had Paris as the original lineup initially, because I remember fighting Staryu with a lot more Pokemon last time I did the battle. I may have just like automatically like swapped them over. It's gained 41. 41's a pretty good amount of XP for where I am. I just wish I had a different set of shrubs to like walk through, you know? I don't mind that I've got like this one shrubby area, but like I like being able to walk in and out of different clusters of grass. It makes me feel like I'm, I don't know, trying harder to find a Pokemon. You know? Instead of being like here where I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna like, I literally just imagine like this character, this kid, right? Literally just like throws their arms up in the air and just like runs full tilt. Ah, there we go, level 11. I don't think Pidgeotto should level from that. So I'm wondering if that's the case, Pidgeotto shouldn't be too far away from a level. If Pidgeotto gets to 22, we'd be able to do some serious damage. I'm actually surprised Paris leveled again so quickly, but it does make sense. Like, Pidgeotto's going to take longer to level at 21 than, you know, Paris at 10. I would imagine that Paris would actually be able to level again by the time Pidgeotto levels. Or be very close to it. Mind you, I do kind of like how the gyms do sort of lock you to trying to level up to be able to stay at the appropriate level for going forwards, kind of thing. I kind of appreciate that. This is one of those games where, in a sense, a bit like Diablo, right? You know how I've talked about in Diablo 2, you can choose to be stronger than your area if you want to. I shouldn't have used you to attack then, but that's fine. I'll go back and I'll heal my shit. So in, no, let me... Oh yeah, that's right, I didn't realise that was going to make me run. It's fine, I'll go heal Paris and have a crack at Misty again, see how we go, see if I need to stay out here longer. So in Diablo 2, you kind of like spend time leveling up, and you could choose to be stronger than your area or weaker or as about equal as possible, right? But in Pokemon kind of goes, okay, well, you're going to go into this next area. This next area is going to be like all 10 and above, and you really should probably be strong enough to walk through that grassy area. So we're going to block you off in this town. You're going to have to fight the gym leader. If you can't beat her, you probably aren't going to do well in the next area. So you're going to have to figure out how to fucking beat her. You know? I just want to move you. I'm pretty sure I had Paris up the top in the beginning. I'm pretty sure I used the first 3 Pokemon here. But this is fine. Pidgeotto got rid of, like, Star you pretty solidly last time. I need to face... I've already read all this. Hold on. Every time I come up to her, I have to listen to the whole thing again. Alright. I gotta admit, I love the battle music. So I'm pretty sure when I did the original battles, I didn't have Pidgeotto out first, but this allowed me to get rid of most of Staryu. So I kind of see it as worth my time to just do that to begin with. I know if I had a potion, I could take on Starmie so well, but I just don't. So we just don't have that option. Also, if I changed over Splashing, we'd actually have a pretty good shot, but again, don't want to. Plus Pidgeotto just got a huge chunk of XP then. I'm not going to change my Pokemon. I'm going to take a crack at this first up. Then we'll use the direct Pokemons and we'll work our way back up. Honestly, Pidgeotto is usually one of my stronger Pokemon that I have. Just because as like a normal type, I don't really have to worry as much about the things that affect my fire type. There goes Bubble Beam, so... God, that uses so much of an attack. It's like basically like 30 hit points, which means if I get hit by it again, I can't... Yeah, he'll die. Alright. Well... I don't think I'm gonna get you down as far as last time. It might be one of those ones where if I'm really lucky... don't be a critical hit. Fuck's sake. What did I just say? I literally said don't be a critical hit. Anyway, I guess this isn't going to be a great one. No Tackle is stronger, but I can get my attack in before Starmie. And that's kind of the difference between Rattata living or not. So yeah, I'm not gonna beat this one because obviously one of my Pokemon didn't even get a chance to have a hit, so kind of sucks. I don't know if you can survive that. Oh, okay. I think any attack will kill Paris. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, we're definitely not going to beat Starmie. I do want to try Rage this time. Mega Punch is okay. I don't know if I used it last time or not. I feel like I was maybe using Mega Punch originally. That was only like 30. Rage will do like 3 sets of hits, up to 5, I think. But then there goes Charm. So the last battle we had, we must have been really lucky with this, which I'll honestly come back after this because I know we're really close. Not this round, obviously, but like previous round we were pretty good. So yeah, we'll see. Obviously, splashing doesn't do anything, but I also love the fact that eventually my Gyarados is called splashing. Because it sounds appropriate for Magikarp, but it looks so like silly on a Gyarados, you know? Anyway, let's head in. Because I know that battle was shit, but I know that there's a battle we've done where it is not shit. So, let's get past Misty. Sorry. I like when it